Humans can detect events anywhere from 1 to 10 seconds before they occur, scientists have found. Scientists discovered that humans are able to detect events 1 to 10 seconds before they actually occur, confirming that precognition is a real phenomenon. So what exactly is precognition? Basically, it's the ability to foresee a future event that could not otherwise be anticipated through any known process. Precognition refers to the non-inferential prediction of future events. Collective evolution reports a recently published study, meta-analysis in the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience, titled Predicting the Unpredictable: Critical Analysis and Practical Implications of Predictive Anticipatory Activity, examined a number of experiments regarding this phenomenon that were conducted by several different laboratories. These experiments indicate that the human body can actually detect randomly delivered stimuli that occur 1 to 10 seconds in advance. In other words, the human body seems to know of an event and reacts to an event that has yet to occur. What occurs in the human body before these events are physiologically changes that are measured regarding the cardiopulmonary, the skin, and the nervous system. It's important to note that these types of responses to future events that are measured in the body are unconscious responses, meaning that the subject, the human, is not aware that they are actually taking place. So it is a form of precognition, but not full-blown conscious premonitions. The fact that changes in our physiological activity in the autonomic nervous system changes and prepares for future events is remarkable. And the fact that this is unconscious precognition should not take away from the fact that it helps us better understand the phenomenon of conscious precognition in a scientific sense. We are still waiting for science to catch up and provide an explanation for conscious precognition, regardless of whether the phenomenon has been observed or not. More than 40 experiments investigating this phenomenon in humans have been published over the past 36 years, including Hartwell in 1978, Radin in 1995, then 2011, Bierman and Radin in 1997, Radin 1997, 2004, Dawn in 1998, Bierman 2000, Bierman and Schulte in 2002, McDonnell in 2002, Spottiswoode and May in 2003, McCarthy in 2004, and the various other names you'll see here. This is what promoted the meta-analysis. The analysis concluded that, quote, the predictive physiological anticipation of a truly random selected and thus unpredictable future event has been under investigation for more than 3 decades, and a recent conservative meta-analysis suggests that the phenomenon is real, end quote. Another recently published paper via the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology by Cornell University professor Dr. Darrell J. Bem suggests that precognition may be real. Dr. Bem Burness, says here, is a leading social psychologist and has been well respected throughout his long and esteemed career, so his work suggesting that precognition may be real is quite a large leap for this type of phenomenon. Dr. Byrne's study outlines 9 experiments that involved more than 1,000 participants that, quote, test for retroactive influence by time reversing well-established psychological effects so that the individual's responses are obtained before the putatively caused stimulus even occurs, end quote. After going through the examination of these experiments, Dr. Byrne concluded that all but one of them yielded statistically significant results. The paper and experiments are provided within the sources listed. Again, precognition has been well documented and observed in laboratories all over the world. Just because there is a lack of ability for psi research to provide an explanation for the observed phenomenon does not discredit the phenomenon itself. Byrne says, historically, the discovery and scientific exploration of most phenomena have preceded explanatory theories, often by decades or even centuries. Another study from Dr. Dean Radin, one of the several authors noted in the first study used in this article, conducted 4 double-blind experiments that also show that some intuitive hunches measured by fluctuations in the autonomic nervous systems involve unconscious perception of future events that have yet to occur, and the experiment supports this idea. Another significant study, meta-analysis, that was published in the Journal of Parapsychology by Charles Honorton and Diane Ferrari in 1989, examined a number of studies that were published between 1935 and 1987. The studies involved attempts of individuals to predict, quote, the identity of target stimuli selected randomly over intervals ranging from several hundred million seconds to 1 year following the individual's responses, end quote. These authors investigated over 300 studies conducted by over 60 authors using approximately 2 million individual trials by more than 50,000 people. It concluded that their analysis of precognition experiments, quote, confirms the existence of the small but highly significant precognition effect. The effect appears to be repeatable. Significant outcomes are reported by 40 investigators using a variety of methodological paradigms and subject populations. The precognition effect is not merely an unexplained departure from a theoretical chance baseline, but rather is an effect that co-varies with factors known to influence more familiar aspects of human performance, end quote. Why is this type of precognition unconscious? And does it have the potential to become conscious? Again, as mentioned earlier in the article, the science behind precognition refers to unconscious precognition. This means that the response to future events prior to when they happen is measured through physiological changes, and that seems to be quite clear. But why should this be the case? If our body and parts of our nervous system can obtain information about events seconds in the future, why would we not have the inability to not make this information conscious? Maybe we do have that potential. Researchers in the first study used in this article suggest that this might be the case because the information is not useful, similar to the majority of information that is usually processed unconsciously. They also suggest that the conscious mind may not be able to make such quick decisions. They state, quote, it might be evolutionary advantageous for unconscious processing to assess upcoming events, filter them, mobilize resources, and only then inform conscious awareness, end quote. Parapsychological phenomenon, consciousness, and how they relate to the nature of our reality. Precognition is one small aspect of a much larger body of what is termed as parapsychological phenomena. If you want to further your research even more, a great place to start would be the Institute of Noetic Sciences. This by Sean Adeltapatabay on News Punch. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.